Gardening. Great morning, everyone. Top of the morning, grand rising. Well, it's the day that love has made, and I will rejoice in it and be glad, right, collective? It's been a long week getting through all of those things that we had to get through with the many changes of life that it brings to us in our day to day, helping us to see through the smoke to get to that destination, which is, right? Because smoke is just the beginning of what could be a fire, but we're going to say that these fires that have been started are isolated, right? You can see that as far as what is going on in our atmosphere with all of the weather and the things that have been happening in certain places, right, collective? Someone said it was going to rain on your parade, that it was going to rain on your section of life that you're in, on your city, on your gathering, when you're gathering in love, right? Well, we can look at those things as being isolated because it's a regional thing. And you, collective, were able to see those storms pass right on by as you were working diligently to do what it is that the Most High bestowed upon you to bring your life into fruition for what it is that He's planning or getting you ready for, right? I say He because the Father is someone who has a distinct ability to plan and prepare for those that He protects, right? And then Mother, she told us what it was that we needed, and she gave us what we needed to be ready for whatever it is that the Father is planning for our future, to be protected from the nourishment that we get from Mother. Thank you, Mother, Father, in the gods of the Most High. Be anointed. And the cup is running over. And that's what those who base their life in being in a hate-filled manner would want to distort or destroy, because they tried so many times, collective, to bring you down because they see you rising high, right? We're not even thinking about those people being as a bucket of crabs. Oh no, fuck it. They're not in a bucket. They're not even crabs. Because we know in Louisiana, some of us consider crabs to be a delicacy. And we're not worrying about if they're trying to get out of that bucket or even in that pot, right? But then these human attributes, the people who want to act animalistic, and they put those perspective upon their lives, are just what it is that they're putting in a perspective. They're animal. They're living in that carnal nature. No matter if it's something that they think they should or should not eat or consume, their mind has already been filled with those things before the mouth can, right? And we can see that based upon what it is that they let come out of their mouth. Speaking life is what it's about over hate. And we know that there's always a motive to what hate has to offer, right? And those things could be jealousy. It also can be envy. It also can be greed. It also can be lust. There's all sorts of attributes that humans carry that even the animals will be too ashamed of saying that they are aware of, right? That's why we see so many of the different animals stay far away from humans, right? As humans, we have a big problem when it comes to living collectively. And I know collective, I've been off for a while, and I want to say to you, thank you for listening. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, even if you were to share what message you're hearing here. I hope that these words go through your ears on one side, roll around in your mind, and then out the other, so that it can make a grand entry and grand exit with leaving just what it is that you need to gather from this message. Oh no, there's no cards involved in this one, and there's no downloaded messages from the Most High to give to you from the beyond, right? This is all in the here and the now collective, because we're dealing with some things that need to be addressed when we're talking about living as human beings in this life, because we know we have the auto immune, right? A and the I, and then we have the artificial intelligence, and the A and the I, and then we have the alien invasion with the A and the I. But are we aware of how these things play a role in what it is that we decide for our lives, right? So many people are hungry, and what are they hungry for? Are they hungry for the things of the Spirit, or are they hungering after those material things that cannot be eaten? And I'm not talking about food that grows from the tree or from the earth, or what you can get up out of the streams, the rivers, and the lakes, or even the ocean. I am talking about those inanimate objects, those things that we fill our spaces with, that shows supposedly the fruits of our labor, that will turn into nothing but trash. But collective, we know that the Most High does not make trash. In everything that the Most High has built, the hands of man will not get the opportunity to destroy. Man will destroy himself trying to get there. We're looking at not just the man, M-A-N, alone, singular and a masculine aspect, but we're looking at man with his role man as well. And we know that there are some teams of men and women that would try to do anything to attain those things that are worldly. And they will gather them and fill their places in their hearts with the love of things. And they would lose their people. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? You're solely alone because you have let your love of material things rule your life. And we all know that the saying goes, everything that you have obtained in this life, you cannot take it with you beyond the grave, right? For life after life. For some of us, we seek to get light. We will reduce our material possessions when we're gaining spiritual essence, right? Because heavy is the weight of all those things that hold them down, but they're not being held down by the people. They are being held down by those material things, and the people have let them go. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. I cannot lie. I know there's a brother out there and his woman, and he has let her pollute him with the thought of having material possessions, and all his people are leaving him slowly and surely. Even his son, the first one that he should be able to behold, right? We're thinking about that with the father, the grandfather, the grandfather. I'm saying the grand because he is grand, he is great. but he's a father who will lead his children out of the land of desolation because he is more enthused about them being spiritually wealthy, right? Great is a man that lays up a wealth for his generations to come. But when it was revealed to me, that wealth was not of what it is only in material possessions, right? Because we know people do some of the strangest things to obtain the wealth to get material possessions, like committing murders, right? Robbing, stealing, and killing to have what it is that you were taught should be something of value, when it all becomes trash or someone else's possession after you are gone. So what is it that we offer to our children when we give them the idea and concept of having to obtain nothing that will satisfy their soul? People will turn their backs on their brothers and their sisters because of materialists. People will turn their backs on their mothers and their fathers because of materialistic things and desires and needs. And those who are some of the worst of the loveless will fill themselves with those things that cannot love them. Oh yes, it's getting sicker and sicker as we speak. And are these things the results of viruses that possess the body and intrude and invade the mind? Well, where is your heart in all of these things of matter? And I am going to tell you all like this. Just on to sit back and watch and then wait to say, especially with the things of my life, I have always been able to distinguish the level of love to receive versus the level of material possessions to obtain. My people person? Yes, I am. Do I aim to please people? If you have a business or you are in the fashion of having a product to sell or distribute, you would want your people who you are doing those things for to be well pleased. See, there's a difference of trying to suck up or be an ass kisser. Oh yes, I'm going to go there because some of the minds of those who are very boisterous and has the ability to captivate multitudes are so wicked in their messages to where they'll lead you to your sinking debt, just like the Pied Piper. I'm thinking about the DEBT. What is it? To give or to obtain. When we are thinking about the DEATH of the woman or the man, right? Some of us in the collective, we're trying to do what it is that the Most High has put inside of us as our sole mission in this life. When you are aware of your purpose and you're walking in the light of that. Oh yes, I see you all, you haters. But for you, I will be your motivator to get back to what it is that love has put inside of you, specifically for your own mission. And I know that those who are loveless and feel like they won't have it or get it in any kind of way, it's because you love yourself less than what you should, right? Don't give all of you away to those empty cups. You're pouring into empty cups that has no bottom. And why am I saying they have no bottom? Because you can pour into your cup the Most High has poured into your cup abundantly to where it flows over. And what it is that the Most High gives to you, you're pouring into those cups that has no bottoms. So you're going to continually be pouring, and they're just going to continue to suck it up because they have no bottom. That is what the bottomless pit is. It's a place where you can pour into and you will not see a result of your pouring into. And I'm telling you, collective, do not allow those who are bottomless pits in desolate places and lands as people they are, suck up all of your divinity and what it is that you have to offer. You see, this love thing, it doesn't specifically say that it has to be a union between a man and a woman. We're all supposed to be in unity, especially in a family dynamic, regardless of whether your family dynamic has two parents, a male and a female, in a divine order, or two parents in whatever specific vernacular that you're in, or your family is a widow with their children, or your family is a widower with their children. Your family could be a single mother with their children. Family could be a single father with his children. Or your family could be siblings that have grown old to be able to function together. A mother and her children, even if they're grown or not. That's your family and who you operate as a unit within. Well, we're going to go to the situation with what we call extended families, right? That extended family exists of a grandparent, right? And then there's the mother and the father and their children. They may live together and they're going on about their business in their day-to-day life. Someone is asking, why is your mother still living with you? Why is your father still there? That's all of every bit of your business. And you know what it is that you have been bestowed with and the task that the Most High put on you for the duration of the time that it's supposed to do or be. You will get through that situation. Change is inevitably to happen. Every day things are changing. You can say it's 100% rain in your area and it doesn't rain on your house at all. These are the things that the Most High is capable of doing. But we're getting back to that extended family as well, because there's some blessings or abundance or blessing or what you would call, some of you, luck that the Most High is waiting to bestow upon you for all of the hardships that you have endured, and you have stayed strong and steadfast on what it was that was given to you as a specific task for this extended family. But we're going to extend that family a little bit further out, because we know in these days and times we have the word vernacular. It's been put in a jargon when we're dealing with family as a broken family, right? And I'm going to put word, sound, power, and correction with that broken family. The only way a family can be broken is if there is no unity and working together, right? Because we're going to think about those material things that some of these families would want to possess and throw away their people for, right? That is what's broken. Because you cannot replace people with things. There's no amount of money in the world that would ever make me think that is more worth my people or any inanimate object. I can't love it. I can only like it. And I know one day it will only become trash, right? But these extended families consist of mothers and fathers who have children that are siblings through blood or relation, right? And then those of you who do not understand the vernacular of such will want to consider them to be broken, but they are extended. And when they're working in unity, that is more power in that clan or that tribe than anything. But we know that there's always someone fighting for the top position, right? And it's not for them to carry out works within their unit. It's just for them to have authority and control over the dynamic of that family. And we know all so well when it comes to what we call blended families. Mother from on the outside that has a child with a father, and he has a dynamic of multiple women having children for him. Let's talk about it. Or the mother with a dynamic of a family that has multiple fathers for her children. And that dynamic, who is it that is so young in their development to where they become an arrested development to where they cannot all get along for the sake of the children? And unless someone is violently prone to violence or displaying the characteristics of abuse, then we know that they're okay to be in. But I give you all of my honest and sincere love for those of you who do not have the ability to have a dynamic of a family where there is not violence. You are more than welcome to separate yourself from that for the preservation of your life and for your children and for your mental health. Leave those situations. Do not stick around for anyone to abuse you. You have 2 feet to move around with. And I will tell you that I will tell no one to stick with someone when they're mentally abused, physically abused, or spiritually neglected. That would be you selling yourself short and those who you are responsible for. Because no one wants to see their mother or father cry. And no one should be able to say that they're sticking around for the view of what is supposed to be of a family dynamic. And I'll go there thinking about what it is that we had to endure in hardship when families were torn apart because of the hate of the racist supremacists. Especially those like mine who are or have been victims of supremacy. Right? They stuck together through those hardships because they knew that we were all that we had. They didn't have a bunch of material things because they had the pack light, knowing that there could be something that was more detrimental to come against them than anything else. Not even the forces of nature, right? They survived that. But the forces of human torment, who can withstand that? Even though some of us in our lineage have done so, does not mean that we deserve to do so. And that's where this thing with these human beings come into play. We all love something or someone, right? But the someone should be before the some things, because we are the someones who make those things. And I tell you, have what it is you desire to have and be embedded in that which you desire. And I will have my people and the love that they give. That makes me abundant. No matter what it is that you think materially could be. Oh, yes, there's another side, and there's always going to be three sides of the story because we know how hard it is for human beings to tell the truth. Oh, you liar. You say you love the Most High, but you love whatever it is that the Most High can give you an idea to create more than you love the Most High. Because inside of the Most High is everyone that the Most High have thought of and spoken. And oh, there is a such thing as divide, but not to conquer. Because you have already been conquered. You have conquered yourself when you subjugate yourself to the material possessions of the world. You are setting yourself aside from what it is that the Most High already decreed. There is no reason to be set aside. All seeds are identified by the fruits of the labor that they bear. So there's no such thing as the imposed divide and conquer. You are already isolating yourself and grouping, identifying where it is that you should be. Oh, don't get fretful and frightened that someone is there to be a seer to identify what it is that you have the audacity to hide. There's no hiding spot for the wicked, and there is definitely no rest. For all those who are in the collective, when you get this message, I know that you are doing the works of what it is that the Most High have put in you, embedded in love, and you are well rested. And that's what the opposition cannot handle. And we know that. Why? Because they stalk. They obsess after you, your divinity, your light, divine masculine, your light, divine feminine. They don't know how is it at every attempt to put roadblocks and stops and hacks in your life, how you keep going on and why haven't you broken? Because you're not a thing, right? It is something that they don't understand. They can't. Because they are the inanimate thing that is walking around in a human suit. They are the transformed versions, but we're going to say deceptively, they emulate what it is that the Most High has put in you. Every idea and concept that you come out with that has spread love, gave love, they try to do just that. But it will be shown in their works that they're just a material possession waiting to be possessed, waiting to be entered so they can be detained, right? Always seeking and never having, because they know not the Most High, so they don't know themselves. And for those of us who are struggling with getting to being able to cut the cords of those who are those bottomless cut, those inanimate people in meat suits, personalities, trying to obtain clout, looking for favor, and don't know how to get it, creating things that are broken and not just materialistic, and families because of the dynamic of what it is that they put inside of it. No love and no hope, no faith. And faith without works are dead. So we know that they're not working, and that's why they're broken. But for us collectives, diligently, we take a step forward to those goals and dreams and aspirations, so that we can leave a legacy that is built of the things that are seen and unseen, right? We need to wash away all of those things of what it is that they try to project upon us, right? Because they have nothing to do but project. Because of their projections, we know that they feel rejected. But in the of what it is, like a reset, they have been set like a bad hand of spades because of all the spiritual works that they have done behind the scene that are of hate, right? They tried to do so many different spells on you, collective. And I am talking about not word spelling, because they can't speak to you directly. They have to speak at you. The fear of the Most High will not allow them to come directly to you face to face. They're the backstabbers. And I'm seeing the message that the clouds has spoken to me. That's why I told you there is no tarot. There is no cards. It's only what has been spoken in the breath of life showing up in the sky for me to see. And the elders them gathered around in the chamber delegating. And then those were the 24, and then the 12 sitting there ready to render their judgment. And the verdict is going to be heard worldwide for what it is that they have attempted to do, and all what it is that they tried to discredit you in, because they are loveless, hopeless, like a penny with a hole in it. They're up to their neck, and it's almost over their head, the shit that they have done, right? This is not for children to hear, but they can eventually, one day, they'll be old enough. And what they'll hear from me is the love that I have put into the message, so that they can know, love your people more than you love things, because that is the direction that will bring you to what holds you and binds you from elevating to the next level of life after life. Be free, O you caged birds, in your sin and your own iniquity. Because the song that you sing is just like those crows that I don't hear anymore. They came with a message outside of my window every morning, 5 o'clock. 5, 6, 7 of them. And I listened to what life has to speak to me, and they told me what it was that was going to be. And as I looked at the clouds last night and spoken to my daughter about the wonders of the Most High and the creation of the thunder with lighting men, and I said to her, the works of the Most High are more wondrous than anything man could create, right? And then the lightning, she said, Mama, I want to go inside. I'm scared. And I said, you go right on ahead, and I'm going to sit right here and behold what it is that the Most High is showing to me in my face. Because that sound is so great. It's a humbling thing. And there's none other than the Most High that I will bow to. Man, you have no rule over me. Your rule is a measurement of your foot. And if your foot is not placed on solid sand and solid ground, you're just standing on sinking sand, and I will not follow that rule. Because a foot, we know there's a defeat. The message of the night going into this morning is that there's a storm far off in the distance, that does not have precedence over you. But the Most High will give you the ability to behold the sight of what it is that He is capable of doing. And the wonders of those works are not able to be emulated. And I saw the sky light up. And I saw the lightning that did not come down. And it was a beautiful sight to behold. But I also saw the car that was sitting outside of my door, watching through the window. That stalker, or he or she, no matter who they would be, no matter the place that I go, they cannot, because they are just what I have deemed to be before this message, an afterthought. They always have to come after me. And Father allowed me to behold what it was that was igniting within our atmosphere, within this universe, within this bubble that our plane has been encapsulated in. Who knows what's up or down? But we know there's something always up, or someone's always up to something, trying to make something go down. And they are low, the most low. Why? Because they don't want anyone else to rise. Right? You look at that blowing of the bubbles. When the bubbles blow, out of that one stream, there's multiple. And I've never seen one bubble try to burst another's bubble. They all just want to get free. If you don't believe me, take my word for it. Go and do the experiment yourself and scientifically make an observation to where you can compare what it is, what I am saying, to what it is that you have observed. Oh yes, collective. They're wondering, what is it that they can do to get you down? Who is it that they can gather when they're building up their army of hate, the campaign against you? Know that it's going to cost them a pretty penny. Know that it's going to get a lot of people involved in their demise for trying to come up against you, collective. The mission that you were chosen for, it may not be one of a very wealthy life when it comes to material things, but it may be one of a very wealthy purpose of letting evil know that it won't reign any longer. R-E-I-G-N, right? Because the R-A-I-N that has fell upon us, we know that it is very needed to produce those things which they obtain as material possession, right? The earth has a thirst that must be quenched. Why the rain, R-A-I-N, come down. But those who R-E-I-G-N in power, they are going to come down. The higher up they are, the harder is the fall, right? Because they have allowed themselves to be encapsulated with the destruction of those who are the most low. Scum? Are they lower than scum? But we know that there's a sum of it. That there's always someone who is doing things that are perverted against life to gather others so that they won't be alone. They are fearful. They are cowards. They cannot stand to you face to face and say, yes, I have did these things against you. Because they have an image that they portray, right? And when I say what I say, if I'm going to do anything to you, I am going to let you know so that you won't be confused, so that you won't think that it's someone else. That's what those who are brave, right, is what they want to do, but they cannot be me because they are not a part of we. They are from those other lands, and their motherland has no love within, right? From their foundation, within the building of their life inside of their mother's darkness, there was no love. It's desolation. And the thoughts thereof, what did she feed that fetus that gave them such a defeat to come out and live in that fashion of life? You did not put anything inside of that soul when it was solely inside of you, or those souls for those of you who are able to produce multiples during a pregnancy. You're coming after me in thought for everything that I say and everything that I have done in truth and in light. Why? Because you view me as someone you see on high, when I have not put myself there. Wait your turn, young woman. Don't bump the line. Oh no, oh, listen, this soul, because every day I am made new and whole, right? And every day that I can rise before the sun, I'm living in a fashion of the life of what they call a virtuous woman. Go look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. My bread has been made, and my dinner has been plated. My children will not starve. Those who I have given birth to in the flesh, and those that I had to reborn in the spirit. Now go and find an elder to tell you of that, like I have had the experience of all the great women to manifest, manifest in my life. Great are those sisters and mothers of mine, of a different mother, but the mother, father of life and creation, bringing us together. Oh yes, those wives' tales, we know so many of them are of a mindset that bring us ringing around the rosies. Who is it that will have that pocket full of posies and like those ashes that fell down? Let the rain fall on there so that the breath of life can be bestowed inside of them, which is good. Bring forth the light of that in their seeds, Father, with your tilling of the land. That's what all of what you would think is chaos and destruction is. Because we know that the seeds have to be identified, so we can place them exactly where they can, so that they won't snuff out any other type of seed that needs to grow, right? You will not put your perennials under your bushes. Oh, ask me how I know. And that's a light to see. But when it comes to these things that we call families and the seeds that we're planting in our children's mind to be so much of discord and non-unified, it starts at home. And it is always something that I'm seeing with these blended families that obtain jealousy over a position, right? Because they want something that he possibly cannot give, or she cannot give, or is unwilling to. Like their heart, mind. You can have the body, but someone else may have that heart and that mind. We see it all the time. So what happens? That one that wants to be in that light would do any and everything to attain it other than letting go. Have what it is that you want, my darlings, in whatever man's life that I have let go. It's not growing. I am a gardener, and I am a great gardener, and I know the seed from which fruit it produces, the labors of thy works, to go forward or to not. Right? So have that. Till that land until you can produce something. And remember this, some lands have been barren for multitudes of years to where they won't produce anything. That's why we have deserts. Because they have been robbed of all of this richness therein from the greed and the desire of material possession. Go ahead on and display the characteristics of that which is not abundantly, spiritually fit. Collective, I know they're out there. I know they want me to shush. I know they wish they never have met me. I know they want to be me. I know they wish that they could have me. I know they wish that they could see me. All of these things has to be heard. Where are those thoughts coming from or going? Why is it that they gather so much? They're paying a hefty price to bring me down when I have not put myself on high. It is the shoulders of my ancestors that I rise upon, and great are they because they are loved. And they have been obeyed in the land of the living body. And they have been heard in the land of the living spirit. You want to walk there with me. I see you, the one who wants me to guide you there. Whatever graveyard spells and magic that you think that you have the right over, oh yeah, will remind you. There's no gatekeeper that you can call upon, or the keeper of the keys. I know you all who have done these things, enchanting my name, but you have not the sight of who it is that I am. So you can only say what you think, you know. But I know you have only one clue. There's multiple clues when it comes to what the blues of what it is that you try to do. This lady does not sing the blues, baby. I am a jazzy lady. And it is so sad that even in my allowing you to think, right? Because you're the afterthought. To think that you have an authority over me, or what it is that you think your attempts to hurt me and whoever you seek that are in practice. Let me tell you something. They are not a professional because they're still practicing. to obtain that light, to get it right. Go ahead on in that fashion. Spiritually, you're racking up so much debt that you cannot pay. And it does not matter how much money you have. You're not going to be able to get yourself out of that. Trust me. There's no dearness in what it is. You're very nice in a magnified way. Magnupit. I should not have to say the rest of what it is that goes along with that. Collective. Because of their obsessions, they are driving themselves crazy. Because of their miseducation and misinformation of you in your life, they are racking up karmic debt for them and for their offspring to be in desolation. And they will one day need someone, and they will have no one because of their isolation and the desolation that they try to put into your life, and because of their love of material possessions. They're going to need someone to help them to get past that, right? And we see it every day. People, loved ones are being left in the morgues for their purpose of being just who they are. No one to put them away in a great fashion. Who is it that will go to their funeral? Oh no, I'm not projecting that. I'm just telling you where it is that you'll be if you continue on in that life to isolate yourself from your people and put your material possessions on high. All they're going to do, those that you think that love you, let's go through those things and see what it is that they can find that is of value to them. And you should have been ready to receive the love of the one who you thought was lower than you, that the rest of the collective has put on high. And I want to say thank you to all you seers and readers that are able to see through the smoke what it is that those of the hate has tried to project, right? They play a very, very good hand of poker. But I am the her that they wanted to poke that did not know would be very defensive, on guard, and touche for those of you that hate your life and hate your works of iniquity. You will be repaid greatly for them, because you had the option to go down a different road. And the story has been told already. And we're not living the same cycle in this 360 degrees revolution of what the earth has made. Or we're not living the same cycle in these supposed 365 days of a year that has already been marked with the marking of the calendar. You have marked yourself, man, and your woman. Come out of your desolation and your darkness and step into the light and know what it is that the Most High has done for you, as well as I. To encapsulate love in every aspect over your hate is what I'm going to do. That's what made me great. And it's not about who can call on you for your material possession. It's who wants to be in your presence just for your essence, right? And we know it collective. We got to stay protected because of the vultures, because of the vampires, because of the parasites, right? Eat your garlic. Drink your water. And don't be afraid to make a sweat. Because it will come through the pores and let the rain of the blessings and the blissness and the abundance and the luck or whatever it is that you want to call it come through for what the Most High is ready to bestow upon you. They have no clue what they do. That's why they try to stop you. They have a clue. And the clues that they need are not adding up. Because that one clue is that you have what they call evaded every trap that they have set. And those who work the iniquity, those paid for hire, divinators, your time is coming as well. Those paid for hire practitioners of what you call voodoo and a do is a voodoo. You're not voodoo in that particular light. Those who are paid for hire to use potions, right? Elixirs. Your time is coming as well. I don't want anything that does not want me. And in order to make it, it must be some form of rape. Who is it that is in that right? Let them be brought to justice because they're unfit to stand. They have not repented and turned from their ways. And this does not have anything to do with religion. This has everything to do with life in a family order. You have no ability to be corrected. You hate that which is good that will lead you away from death. DEATH. You cannot stand correction. You're out of order all the time, working in an adulthood like a baby mentality. And the children is who you try to scorn. You are a desolate place, man, and your woman that are out of order. I see you for that light. And then your standards that you try to impose as a righteous living are yours only for the region of life that you were born in. And you bring them to these shores. All we know is extended in the family. Through blood and relation, all are ours. And for anyone else that does not live in that light, I am saying you're out of order. You are the ones that are broken. You are the ones that throw away your sons and your daughters. You are the ones that bring death and desolation and iniquities of sin in the skin everywhere you go. You have no unity in you because you seek the only spot and you do not know your place in the working order of the body of the Most High. Everyone has a function. You are the dysfunction that should be expelled. Or that limb that does not work that should be severed. Oh yes, great is the morning, grand is the rising. And on top of that, for the 5 days that I heard those crows crowing before the sun come up, where are they now? They're not there. As the sun rises, I'm speaking because the message was through them to me to not stop speaking. Someone wanted my life to be so messed up to where the messages that I have to come through would not be able to come through. This is for you. You should try the Most High before you try me. I see your hand, you puppet master, and all of the puppets that you use to work for you. They're inanimate, and the breath of life does not exist within them. It's only what you can pour in them that they live off of. And what you live off of is very much so borrowed in your fashion or in your time that is coming to the end. Because it is you who seek to hurt women and children. It is you who throw away everything which is good for your material possessions. You will fall within that pit that you dig that is filled with all those things. Make sure that you have put a nice cushion in there so that you won't break your back like that of mine, which you try to break. Right? I'm no camel.